Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Joanne again. I wanted to come out with another video for you. Now, I have compiled my top 10 sweet treats here in San Francisco, and these are things that I have come back to over and over and over and over again. They are absolutely my favorites, so I hope you enjoy. And the first on the list is the Swedish Princess cake from Schubert's Bakery. It is a cake that we've brought to baby showers, to birthdays, and it is one that does not disappoint. A Swedish Princess cake is basically a layered cake, and it has whipped cream, pastry cream, and raspberry jam with layers of white cake. And then over the top is this gorgeous marzipan coating. And usually I see it in green, but you could have it in different colors. I usually don't like raspberry, but for some reason all the flavors are delicious together, and it's not too sweet, so you have to check that one out. Number 2 is one of my absolutely favorite desserts ever, and not only San Francisco but ever. It is a lemon cream tart from Tartine Bakery. Now, many of you go to Tartine because of the morning buns and croque monsieurs and other brunch specialties, but I go there for the lemon cream tart only because the filling of that tart with the lemon is so smooth. It's not too tart, it's not too sweet, but it does give you that feeling right here, and it has a dollop of luscious whipped cream. I don't think it's sweetened, so it balances, and that crust on the bottom, it's so buttery. It's so buttery. It's almost like a cookie to me, and whenever I'm in that area, I have to have. Now the third one I just had the other day, and it reminds me of why I always get it. It is the hazelnut dessert pie at Giolina. Now picture this. It's about this big. It's like a pizza, so it's pizza dough that has been baked and it's still hot, and they spread over this lovely Nutella spread, and then they sprinkle on some Armory cookies, some cookie crumbs, and then swirl on some mascarpone cheese. Now the cheese is very creamy. It's very similar to cream cheese, and it's cool, so when you eat it together you get the crunch from the cookies, the silkiness from the warm Nutella, and the crust combined with this cool cheese in your mouth. It's absolutely amazing. Now, one of my friends had it for the first time, and I wish I could upload the video, but she'll tell you that it was like sex in your mouth. No kidding. Number 4 is Dan Tat from Golden Gate Bakery in Chinatown. Now, I always get these whenever it's Chinese New Year. I get them by the dozen, and on some weekends you'll even see people out the door waiting for these. It's basically an egg custard tart, and it's nice and yellow in the middle, and then it has this flaky crust, and when you get it out of the oven it's still a little soft, but when you bite into it, it just melts in your mouth. It's not an overly sweet dessert, but it's just one of those things where you can't have just one. That's why I get them by the dozen. I could like inhale 3 of them. They're delicious. Number 5 is ube ice cream from Mitchell's. Now, you might look at it and say, I don't want to try it because it's this bright purple, but trust me, you'll love it. So ube is basically a purple yam, and we put in lots of desserts, and puto and cakes, but I love it in this ice cream because it's something that you find everywhere. I've only seen it at another vendor, but I like Mitchell's the best, and you get it in a cone, and it's just one of those things that I grew up with, and I'm glad to see it in San Francisco. So when you're at Mitchell's, check it out. Now, down the street from the lemon cream tart at Tartine Bakery is one of my favorite cookie sandwiches. It is the balsamic strawberry cookie sandwich from Bairai Creamery. Now, I went to Bairai for the first time for the salted caramel, but now I go there for the cookies. Now, you could go to one of 2 entry spots. So there's one where you actually go in where you could get the scoops, or you could go to the window where you could get soft serve and the cookies. I go straight for the window because there's no line usually, but this cookie is absolutely beautiful. You get 2 nice sugar cookies, and so you know those are buttery already, and then you have this beautiful layer of balsamic strawberry, so it has that little bit of tartness, and you just eat it on the go. It's delicious street food basically. You could just walk down the street, hey, get a lemon tart from Next one is my favorite cupcake ever. No joke. It is the salted dulce de leche from Cupcake Truck. I had it for the first time at Off the Grid, and once I bit into it, I knew it was my favorite cupcake. So it's this chocolate cake, and then on top is this caramel frosting or buttercream, and on top is a little salt. Okay, salt and sweet. No, you really have to try it. It's so good. And the cake is nice and moist, and that frosting on top is so buttery and a little rich, but not to the point where like it's too sweet. I could take it with my finger and just lick it off. It's so good. God, I'm like speechless just thinking about it. Number 8, Ocho Ocho. So it's actually in Daly City. I lied. It's not in San Francisco. I wish it was in San Francisco, but it's 5 minutes from my house, so I went there. It is the Sylvanas from House of Sylvanas. So basically, a Sylvana is a baby version of Sans Rival, which is a Filipino dessert. And Sans Rival is basically cashew meringues, kind of similar to macaroons, French macaroons. As opposed to almond, they use cashew flour. So they take it and make it into a cookie, and it's a sandwich. So they take 2 of them, and then they put a little buttercream on the inside. So there's different flavors. There's mango and ube, buko pandan, chocolate. So it's in Daly City on Gellert, and like all the other things on this list, you can't have just one. Once you finish one, you dream about the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So they are served chilled, but if you let it melt a little bit, it just melts in your mouth. It's amazing. Next one is no joke. Number 9, Anthony's Cookies and Cream Cookie. Anthony, I love you. Your cookies are perfect. They are crisp on the outside, and as you get toward the middle, it gets really buttery and nice and tender and soft, and have a glass of milk right next to you. It's perfect. So the cookies and cream cookie is basically bits of Oreo cookie, chocolate cookies, baked into your traditional butter cookie. Genius, right? Genius. I sometimes hide them from my family so they don't eat them, because I know if I leave a box up there, they're going to devour them. So I love the cookies and cream. You can't find it anywhere else. You know, you've had chocolate chip, you've had oatmeal, but the cookies and cream is the best one to me. Last but not least, number 10 is Strauss Vanilla Soft Serve with extra virgin olive oil and sea salt. Yeah. Okay, it does sound weird at first, but you just have to try it. The first time I had it was at Pizzeria Pico in Marin, and I remember the first time having it, I could not believe what I was eating. It was olive oil, but it had that nice flavor to go with the ice cream. It's nice and bright and fruity, and then on top is this little sprinkling of salt. I remember when 00 opened, it was the same people from Pizzeria Pico, and I was so thrilled that they had this on their menu. It's basically, they have a customizable dessert menu where you basically check off what you want, and you can have donuts with it, sticky toffee pudding, but mine is just a simple swirl of that vanilla and olive oil and sea salt. You just have to try it. It's so good. Yum. So that concludes my top 10 in San Francisco. I mean, there are a lot more out there, but again, these are the ones that I've had numerous times. And if you haven't had one, or if you had one and you want to tell me about it, let me know. Or if you totally disagree with me, let me know about that too. So I'm kind of bummed that I don't have any of them with me right now. But my husband's out, so I think I'm going to send him to get some cookies or something. But till then, I bid you farewell. Actually, you know what? I remember, okay, I loved Anthony's cookies so much. Sorry, I'm going back in time. But I love them so much that I served them at my wedding. Yeah, that's how good they are. So, yes, till next time, people. Ciao!